Welcome back to the channel, Fat Boys. Here's everything Harley-Davidson told you and didn't tell you at the Faster and Further live event. Let's get into it. So before we start, as a little bit of a preface, I'm recording this the day of the Faster and Further event just went live. So I am recording this on January 26, 2022. And I am doing a nice recap for everyone who possibly did not see the video. And I have done just a little bit more research to really show everything that Harley is coming out with and that they also didn't talk about. So the first thing the video opens with is some really nice storytelling, really nice, beautiful cinematography. Love it. I love the Harley-Davidson production company. They're doing an amazing job there. I love the work that they're doing. And so they started it out after that with opening with Johan Seitz, talking about all of his stuff and very happy with the previous year, even with all the struggles they have been having. And they ended up giving a little bit of a 2021 recap for all of us. So in the recap, they were talking about how they brought in the Revolution engine, and along with that came the Pan America and the Sportster S. Out of the Pan America, it became the #1 selling ADV bike in North America with lots of raving reviews about it. And then they proceeded to talk about the Arctic Blast Street Glide Special. And so they talked about how it was only out of 500 made, and they raved about it and how the amazing color scheme really came to show just what they really can do with their paints and their production on their motorcycles. And then next, they talked about their HD1 marketplace and where it is directly through Harley-Davidson, where you're able to buy pre-owned and certified used Harley-Davidsons. They then also finally ended it off with the recap with talking about Kyle Wayman winning the King of the Bagger series. And I think this is really important because it really does show just how much Harley-Davidson can bring to the world of performance baggers and what they're really able to pull out of these motorcycles. And then after that, they now started to open up into the 2022 and everything that has been releasing and teasing out. So now here's everything 2022 that they talked about. There's going to be more that they didn't talk about that I have dug up but is released, so stay tuned and I will talk about that very shortly. But before we start getting into the 2022 news, I'd want to say if you're new here, welcome. This is the Fat Boy Bob channel. I'm Fat Boy Bob. Here I do rides, reviews, rants, leaked news, all kinds of different things. I do pretty much anything motorcycle related here. So if you're new here, please hit that subscribe button down below. So with the 2022 model year releases, they first started out with the Road Glide and Street Glide ST models. It's more of a different trim, and how I'm really thinking and interpreting it is that it's really a middle ground between the special motorcycle line and also the CVOs. It's a nice middle ground in between the two of them. So starting out with the Road Glide ST and the Street Glide ST, the pricing starts out at $29,999. And with this, the new things that they have really changed out of it is that automatically, without the CVO, you're getting the 117 along with the heavy breather already right into the engine. And so the reason why they're doing the STs is because they have noticed a lot of people are already building out these performance baggers. And so they're wanting to give people a much greater head start on building these things. So you're not buying a base model and you have to start building it out. And so with that ST line within the two touring motorcycles, you're getting a higher suspension. So that way your lean angle is better. You're also not getting the extended bags. So that way you're able to easily swap out the exhaust and not have to worry about cutouts. And you're getting a little bit more performance oriented things out of it. You're also getting a performance bagger a la carte, if that's another way to think about it. You're also getting a lot of bronze accents. They also ended up getting rid of the 2-up rider seat. So it's just a solo seat on the motorcycle. They're really orienting the performance side of the motorcycle. And as a little side note, the ST, they didn't say what it stands for in the video, and I couldn't find it on the website after a few quick glances. But my guess is that it is being shortened for super touring. That is my guess, not official. Just wanted to throw that out there. And so next they talked about the CVO lineup. A lot of it, obviously, paint colors. Everyone loves the paint colors. I'm going to throw up a couple pictures right here, a couple videos of that they've also talked about. So you can see some of the paint colors. They've included flames, which is kind of surprising to me. I feel like flames are kind of dying, but they said it's coming back. I don't know. I'm not a big flame person, but that option is there. They're also talking about how they're working with Gunslinger on their CVO paint jobs, and a lot of it is hand-painted handwork. So it's really giving a really high-quality craftsmanship onto your motorcycle. So that way it's really making you feel like you're getting the one-off motorcycle, the one custom motorcycle that you're wanting. It's getting you that much closer to your end goal. And a lot of the colors are a lot brighter. They're including a lot more two-tones inside of all of it. And so they're also including something called Ghost Flames, which I think is kind of interesting. It's very much on the same side as Snake Venom, and depending on how you're looking at it is depending on how you're going to see it. So they were talking about how depending on if you're looking straight on at it and depending on the light, you may see the flames, you may not. So it's really interesting to where at some angles, you're not even going to see the flames and some you will, which I kind of like, but again, the flames thing for me. And so all of the motorcycles offering the CVO are the Street Glide, Road Glide, and Road Glide Limited, and also the Tri Glide. So for the Street Glide and Road Glide, the prices are starting at $41,899. For the Road Glide Limited, it is $44,899. And then for the Tri Glide CVO, it is $49,999. So just a little bit more. Take that with you will. And if you're in the market for a CVO, you guys now know what is out there for you. And next, the thing everyone has been teasing and leaking about and so excited to talk about is the new Lowrider S and the Lowrider S ST. So what do you get? So they're separating them out. There's a little bit of differences between the two of them. So let's start with just the Lowrider S. I don't want to get into the T right now, but we're going to get there very soon. So with the Lowrider S, you are automatically getting bumped up to the 117, and that comes out with 125 foot-pounds of Torquerinos, baby. Love it. So much better, a lot more torque, and such a light platform. Also with that 117, you're now also getting the heavy breather added to that. So that way it's able to breathe in that much more air. So that way it's really able to do that. It's tuned slightly differently too. So it's able to deliver all that more power. You're going to enjoy this motorcycle just a little bit more. And they've also increased the suspension. The suspension has raised more. So now you have an even greater lean angle, which the Lowrider S already had one of the highest lean angles on any motorcycle. So now the Lowrider S really is the performance motorcycle of Harley-Davidson when it used to be the Fat Bob. So it's really exciting. And then another really interesting thing is that they actually took the Fat Bob module and they moved it up onto the handlebars. So that way it's easier to see. They have a direct line of access to the road from your vision to the module to the road. So now you're able to see your speed and your tack all at one. I love it. So much better. And for the base Lowrider S, it starts at a price at $18,349. That's even better. That's a lowered price from the previous years. And now for the Lowrider ST. It is just a little bit different, but you know what? I'm really digging it. So here are the differences. So most of that is going to be exactly the same. It has the 117, it has the heavy breather, it has the upgraded suspension, and it also has the moved instrument cluster. But it's also a different instrument cluster. They have instead put on the Street Bob instrument cluster. And the reason why they did this is because now you also have T-bars on this motorcycle. So much better. Makes it so much more performance oriented, so much better handling. They also have included an FXR style fairing. Of course, that's what everyone has been talking about. That is exactly what I was even talking about. If you haven't seen those videos, I even predicted pretty much 95% of the stuff that Harley-Davidson was releasing today and what even things they said that they were going to do later. So if you're interested, go check out those videos. I got even more coming out very soon about this stuff. Stick around. I have a couple theories coming out for you guys too. And so continuing along, you are also getting 2 hard bags, and they are the same bags as the Sport Glide, but they are actually raised up even more to allow for a higher lean angle, and it's a little bit better of a placement for certain reasons. I cannot remember those reasons, but it is better. I remember them talking about how it is so much better for the bags to be up higher. And so to help the Lowrider ST be even more touring oriented, they have actually included cruise control standard on the soft tail frame for this bike, which is different. I love it. I think that makes it so much better. It's going to make this bike really performance oriented and a true highway miles killer. I think that's amazing. They've also included the upgraded suspension, like I was talking about, with a 56 millimeter shock. And now with the fairing, they've even come out with a seamless integration of a Rockford Fosgate audio interface, to where now there's going to be speakers that fit perfectly inside of this FXR fairing right from the factory, and you know it's going to sound amazing. And they designed it so that way it's going to blast perfectly, so that way you'll be able to hear it even with a full face helmet. And so for the Lowrider ST, it comes in at a starting price of $21,749, which honestly is not bad at all for only about $3,500 more compared to the base Lowrider S. You're getting so much more, and you would be spending probably just as much installing this and buying the parts yourself. So it is 100% worth the money. All I can say is good luck being one of the people to actually get on the list to buy this. Next was Apparel. They didn't really say too much about Apparel. They showed nice pictures and they showed nice video of the people moving around and the nice designs of it. But really the whole thing was that they designed it so that way this new apparel would match really well and go with the same aesthetic of these new bikes. That's all you really need to know about it. If you're interested in more, make sure you go ahead and check out their website. There's going to be some really amazing things out there. The next thing they talked about was the events and experiences coming here in 2022. They talked about the King of the Bagger series starting back up again and how they're so excited for that, how it's going to be at Daytona Beach Bike Week and how they're going to be at Daytona Beach Bike Week. So exciting. Make sure you're heading on down towards that. It's only just a couple more weeks away. Super excited for that. And so they also then talked about a brand new challenge they have coming out a little bit later this year. There's going to be more information coming out about that, but it's going to be, I imagine, another one of those challenges where you rack up as many miles as you can, and then you're going to be invited out to a nice event in 2023. And make sure you guys download the Harley-Davidson app for more coverage and more details on that. That's going to be coming out very, very soon. And then the last thing that they talked about in their video was how they were teasing at a lot of their new Sportsters and what's going to be coming out in just a couple months. I got to say, I said it was going to be happening. They teased that Sportsters were going to be released in just a couple months. And I even predicted that the new Sportsters would not be coming out at the same time. I said that they'd be coming out in the second quarter. And that is still my guess. They said in a few months, and that's going to be the second quarter. So we will see then. But I then did some more digging and I found out some very interesting and cool things for you guys. So I went into the Harley-Davidson website and went through their parts catalog and found some really interesting things for you guys, things that you're going to be really interested in. So I have a couple things here. I'm going to read off the list a little bit and talk about some things here and there. So stick with me on here. So the first thing I noticed is that they're offering the Öhlins remote reservoir for the rear shock, which is amazing. It is Öhlins suspension and it is Screaming Eagle branded, and you're going to be able to get a warranty with that. I love that. Amazing. Super exciting for all you performance baggers out there. And then including for the Rockford Fosgate, they then also included a subwoofer kit. They have a primary and a secondary option. So obviously you're going to need the primary first before you get the secondary, but it's allowing you to include a subwoofer system into your bags. So that's awesome. They're now including that in there. And then going along with the Rockford Fosgate, they are now also offering a sound system for Road Kings. And they have a whole system specifically for the Road Kings and the bags on the Road King to have a sound system there for those that are going to want it. And it has been a while since Harley has updated their Senna series, their boom audios. So now they finally have Harley-Davidson branded Sennas on the 50 lineup. So you have the 50S and you also have the 50C. So you're able to have the camera and you're also able to have the dial system that I use on my Senna. I love it. It's a little bit more pricier than just a normal Senna, but if you really want the Harley-Davidson logo, you got it. They have also come out with new windshield options for the Lowrider ST and the Road Glide. They look really good. I think they're awesome, and a couple different options for you guys out there depending on what you're really wanting out of the windshield. The next thing is specifically for the Pan America. They have also now come out with a quick shifter for the Pan America. Awesome. That bike totally deserves it. I think they should also come out with one for the Sportster S. It is very much needed on that one too, but super exciting. Now all you Pan America people also have a quick shifter to go along with your amazing bike. They also brought out the taller rear shocks. That way anyone that has the earlier models, the 2018 and newer Softails, but before 2022, when you're buying it, you're able to also get that increased suspension. It doesn't work on a couple bikes, but just know that that option is out there. And then finally, the last thing that I have noticed that was really interesting was that they brought out a flat out bar for crash protection. So it's very much in the style of the Bung King crash bar, but it's just a solid bar going straight out. You don't have the swervy, nice D looking crash protection. You have just a straight out bar that's going to protect you and give a much more minimalistic and just as good as crash protection. So that's a lot. Thank you, Harley-Davidson, for an amazing premiere. I love all the things you guys have been doing. I love the amazing work you're doing. I love the cinematographic quality content you guys are bringing. And thank you for listening to the customers. I want to say thank you to you for being here, watching this video. If you're new here, make sure you go ahead and hit subscribe down below. If you like the video, make sure you go ahead and hit that thumbs up button, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.